Hey everybody, welcome back to Mildcore Gaming and our playthrough of Shadowrun Hong Kong. I am Yemmer, I am bad at video games. I make mistakes so you don't have to. If that's where I turn to, please like, subscribe, follow, share, all that fun stuff. We put out new videos every day. And last session we did kind of the personal mission for Gobbet and her old place where she used to hang out called the Sinking Ship. And we just finished that, and we literally just came out here, I believe. So I'm going to send us to the boat because we got no money right now. So let's head back to the Kraken. I don't know if anybody's going to have any updated dialogue because of this being a side mission and all, but let's take a look. We at least have some pay data to pick up, I think. 2 unread messages. Mother's notes. Oh, this is from Crafty. Hey, Yemmer. Here are those notes you asked for. But before you dive in, a heads up. They're a complete transcription of that list from my mother's journal. As in, they're the thoughts and ramblings of an insane woman. It's not an easy read. Another dream. This time it was a near future, a shadow, a wraith, faceless. I heard its voice, though it did not speak. And when I awoke, I was inside my home, though I had been in the city just moments before. Where am I? A weight dropped onto me. I felt the words of the wraith in my skin, in the tips of my hair. I saw its mouth in my mind's eye. Rows and rows and rows of lies. Morning. My hand was to the paper before I even knew I was writing. It wrote the words, these words, they cannot lie. I added it to my list. Evening. Was it a king I saw? Was I really there? I was in the city, I'm sure of it. How did I end up here? Was I carried back? My list is growing. Soon, with this knowledge, I will stop the kings. A step forward is a step backwards. A step backwards is a step forward. Each wraith has a name, a true name and a false name. Knowing their true name is knowing their weakness. To call them on their lies is to make yourself invincible. They will still try to eat you. They fear the feathers of unborn chicks. Kings must be one or the other. That is, of the negative world or positive. But positive doesn't necessarily make them good, nor negative make them bad. They simply are. Once a deal is brokered, it cannot be unmade. Kings and the planets are closely connected. When nearest the sun, their power wanes. When furthest, it grows. There is only one wraith. There is only one wraith. There may be 2 wraiths, but there is most certainly only one wraith. They must follow the laws of the universe, rules set in motion long ago. Should they concede defeat, all is lost to them. Kings are the rulers of us all. They take from us their lifeblood, and with it parts of our souls. Do not give them what they seek, and you will be their match. They cannot lie. Morning. I made breakfast. It fell to the floor in the shape of my death. Another truth revealed to me. I added it to my list. It's all or nothing. They are all liars. Well, that was weird. She was saying they can't lie, and then they're all liars. Another dream. It was in white space. I could taste the color as if it were air. This time, no voice. Just rows and rows and rows, and rows and rows and rows and rows. A mess, I know. There's not a whole lot of significant material other than what I already picked out. But even that is contradicted within Mom's notes. Everything should be taken with a grain of salt. Meantime, I'll keep looking. Good luck on your end. Crafty. Interesting. More notes. More notes. Yummer. While I was blazing through my mom's journal, something struck me. We've spent so much time reading about the walled city that we haven't thought to look at it, to paint a picture with the information we've been gathering. So I contacted a friend of mine, Riley, a Decker, and asked her to pull up some data for me. Her results were surprising, and for what it's worth, I think we're onto something. Riley dug up records of things like reported sleep disturbances, psychotic breaks, HKPF responses to cult activities, etc. She found they all form a classic bullseye heat pattern around the walled city. She couldn't find any data from within the walled city itself, but the outside data was still enough to establish the pattern inside the slum. This has got to be more than a coincidence. It's too unnatural to be attributed to anything else. I don't know what it means yet, but I've got my notes to the books and I'll let you know when I find out. One other thing. That last email I sent you, the one with my mother's notes, I went ahead and reread it, and that took me back to the source text, and I was able to pull something else from her list. This isn't much, but it seems to be pretty consistent across her ramblings. If I'm doing it right, it's kind of like a set of rules that govern the interactions of the Yama Kings. It's surprisingly bureaucratic, if I'm reading it right. The most interesting tidbit is this. There's something here about the Kings being unable to back down in a deal. It's like if they give an inch, they'll forfeit everything. From what I'm reading, the Yama Kings have their own code of laws, but they don't have to follow them unless you know how to call them on it. Like, they break the rules all the time, but if you can't cite chapter and verse on which rule they're breaking, it doesn't matter to them. Approach them from a place of wisdom, though, and you can bind them with their own laws. Anyway, this is all really arcane stuff, but I think there might be something in there. I can't vouch for any of it, obviously. When you take a step back, it all sounds like crazy talk. But one thing that I can tell you for certain is my mother believed it was true. If anything else comes up, I'll be the first to let you know. Crafty. All right? Let's see. Jobs directory. Okay. We're going to go back to the... We're going to go to the BBS. Claim pay data. All right. Ares Research gave us, wow, 792. That's a good deal. Do we have any? I don't think we have. Yeah, we don't have any pay data posts. BBS got anything? Yes. Explosions in Eastern District. What's up with all the explosions rocking the Eastern District? My walls were just shaking. Word has it, Shiwaze has a secret lab tucked away in an old industrial building out there. I'm guessing the rumors are true. Correction. I think Shiwaze had a lab out here. Ugh. It's really stinking where I'm at. It's really stinking where I'm at. It's a cross between sulfur and weirdly new car smell. I wonder what they're doing. Better put your gas mask on for good measure, man. No more posts. All right. Decker looking for team. Oh. Experienced Decker looking for a team to run with. Potential for longer term engagement. I've taken over the business interest of a team of runners running basic heists and the occasional transport gig. I'm in contact with a reliable fixer and will be working with the old team's long list of happy clients. Oh God, what happened now? Okay, requirements. 1. You must not take experimental stims during runs. That's how they lost a Decker. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. That's how they lost another Decker. You must know how to properly operate a moped. That's how they lost another one. 4. You must listen to your Decker when your Decker says, I don't have control of that turret yet. Then 5, optional, you must have a good sense of humor. Hey, what happened to Gimme Some Million 888? I recognize this ad. It's his boilerplate. His team was always looking for a new Decker. What the hell happened? See that 4th item on the requirements list? Oh shit, that's nuts. Are all of them gone? Muffin Top Ninja? Captain Scone? All of them. Even Explodey Sue. I hardly got to know them, but they were good people? What a terrible loss. You had no idea who you were running in the shadows with, huh? Explodey was a great war hero, tough as nails. Could have tipped the scales for Taiwan if she hadn't knocked herself out with the force of her own mana blast in a crucial moment. No shit. It gets better. Muffin Top Ninja was one of the most revered martial arts masters in the JIS until his health began to fail. He was well known for his self-deprecating humor, and Gimme Some Million 888 was a great philanthropist. Every credit he earned, he poured back into helping the indigent population of the walled city, where he grew up. And Captain Scone? I kind of chuckled at his name, but now I'm thinking there's more to it. I'll say. He was a Scottish separationist who campaigned tirelessly for the restoration of his country. When his activism drew too many enemies, he fled the country, a pillar of the Scottish expat community in Hong Kong. As for his name, I think Stone of Scone. These amazing people just couldn't catch a break, and now this. R.I.P. I'm mortified. I wish I'd gotten to know them better. I wish I'd gotten that turret down faster. Seems like you knew them very well then. I suppose so. I'm a Decker who responded to one of their first ads. My gut said not to join them, but we developed a lot of mutual respect over the years. I never thought I'd live to see one of their Deckers live. Well, although it would make two Deckers, I don't suppose you'd like to team up. I don't think so. No. Is that the end of the tale of the crew looking for a Decker? I guess we'll never know, or we'll find out. All right, let's see. Who's downstairs? Ractor, you want to talk? Wait, where is Ractor? Ractor's not here. Where'd he go? Okay. Wait, where is everybody? There's no... Oh, wait. Were we supposed to meet... Oh, we're supposed to meet, Kindly Chang, I think. Yep. Alright. Let's go and save. And we're going to go talk to Meow, Crafty. See in person if she's got anything for us. Back so soon? Tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do. Wait a minute. We already read these. Okay. We already read that stuff. Because she did send me a copy of the notes. Alright. Well, we'll just head back to... Yeah, it looks like we need to meet with Kindly Chang. And I've only got a few hundred. Oh. Yeah, I don't even have 1,000 million, so... Okay. Oh yeah, here's the team. Kindly Chang is in the midst of emptying 2 plastic shopping bags when you enter. She places the contents on a pile on her mahjong table. 2 liquor bottles without labels, a box of her thin black cigars, an assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, and a large caliber pistol with electrical tape wrapped around its grip. Oh, good, you're here. She finishes with the plastic bags and throws them on the floor. It seems like forever since we saw each other. I'm doing my best to always be polite to her. Welcome back. Was your trip worthwhile? Her voice is filled with a rusty energy. Yes, my darlings, yes. I met with several contacts within my network who referred me to others in neighboring cities. Regardless of how far technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I have returned with information that will lead you to the plastic-faced man, the man who killed Raymond Black. I'm going to say, excellent. While you were gone, we uncovered a relationship between Josephine Tsang and Raymond Black. The triad woman's eyes narrow. Did you? And what have you uncovered? Let's see here. We've been lied to all this time. Wu and me, Raymond Black is actually Edward Tsang. Raymond Black is Josephine's son? Her brow furrows. Yes, you were lied to for a long time. This explains where he went when he disappeared years ago. Seattle. Any idea why he disappeared? No. Just that he went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the walled city. That was in the early 30s. Her face twists into a mask of disgust. You realize what this means, don't you? My sweet, that inbred little goat whore was cold enough to have her own son executed. Even more reason to find the plastic faced man. What have you found out? Everything you need to move forward. She grabs a bottle and opens it. I know the identity of the plastic faced man. His name is Lee Tai Lung, and he's an independent contractor, a trusted, deniable asset who handles all of Josephine Tsang's more delicate operations off the books and away from the public eye. The plastic faced man is her shadowy right hand outside of the corporation. Cheng doesn't bother with the glass. She takes a long pull off the sinking bottle and wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. And I know how to find him, too. I've made contact with an information broker, Zhao Zi, who works out of the abandoned night market. Oh, again, blanket apologies for destroying names and languages. I'm doing the best I can. My my brain-mouth connection is off, and I'm doing the best I can. Don't come at me, please. Who works out of an abandoned night market in Shep Kip Mei, called the Xing House Court. It's not hard to find. She takes another pull on the bottle. Zhao Ji has gained access to the plastic-faced man's complete itinerary, where he'll be, who he'll be with, what sort of security he'll have, the works. She grins, glassy-eyed. You can use it to perform an extraction. Grab him and find out what he knows. Got it. Go to Shep Kip Mai, look for a night market called the Xing House Court, and find an information broker called Zhao Zi. Yes, it's all very straightforward until it's not. Li Tai Lung has designed himself to be the perfect corporate operative. He's installed a unique piece of hardware, you see. It allocates and compartmentalizes client-related memories so that they can be erased upon the completion of a job. It's an added security measure. This cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that it's been captured. Okay. So we need a way to circumvent the implant. Exactly. Unless you can find a way around the cortical implant, you'll have no way to extract the information he has and figure out what happened to Raymond Black. She circles the mouth of the bottle with her finger. Now, I've done my part in this, my darling. You need to find a way to neutralize that device. Isabel interjects, her voice breaking slightly as she speaks. I know a way. I've heard of something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Wait, she's talking about herself. Keep talking? Oh, maybe not. Her handle is Dreamland, and I know where to find her. All that we need to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, Isabel. Okay, Isabel and I will go see Dreamland before we hit the information broker. Then we grab the plastic-faced man. No matter who you choose to help you snatch this guy, I'm going to be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. Wu crosses his arms across his chest and tilts his head towards you. You got it, Bubba? We should all be there. Gobbet's eyebrows arch up. I know that I want to see this. Kindly Cheng says, Very good, my darlings. Now listen to me. After you get what you need from the plastic-faced man, I want you to end him. You understand? The triad boss taps the table with her finger. I need to send a very clear message that this is what happens when you mess with Kindly Cheng's operations with Kindly Cheng's people. Josephine takes Nightjar, I take her plastic-faced man. Once you snatch the plastic-faced man, Tsang will know something is happening, and events will unfold very quickly after that. You'd best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Shek Kip Mai to see Zhao Zi. Do you understand? Okay, so that's a point of no return for us. Yeah, I get it. Once we set the ball rolling on this, there's no turning back. That's right, my darling. No more side jobs, no more dalliances. Kindly chain wraps on the mahjong table with an imitation ivory tile. Be sure that your affairs are in order before you head to see that information broker. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, my guys are all leaving. Okay. Oh, I believe at the end of last session as well, let's make sure, we gained... Yes, we gained another AP. So we have an AP of 3. And... I think I sold my other drone. But at this point I can equip 2 drones. So I think, hold on, I'm gonna go talk to Reliable Matthew because he's right over here. Reliable Matthew stands quietly, cheap suit wet with rain, tapping his foot absently to the smooth jazz pervading the lot. A halo of cigarillo smoke surrounds him. Hey, beautiful, good to see you. Let's set you up, shall we? Yep, let's look at the drones. Yeah, I know. Oh, wait a minute. These Mark IIs are new. And the Wolfhound, because I just got the Steel Lynx. And that was the higher end. Oh, 4,000. Guardian Mark II. Wait. This is an auto. Hold on. Oh, okay, so I'm thinking Guardian Mark II might be the sniper mode. Guardian Mark II auto is probably the mid-range. And then the Wolfhound Mark II, that's the support one that has med kits and grenades. So I'll probably get the Wolfhound. And then the the full auto. That's going to take a lot. That's 7K right there. Yep, I sold my other drone. But that's okay. We still have... Oh, goodbye, Matthew. We have side missions we're going to be doing. So we're going to do that now. Hold on. I want to go talk to my crew again. Because there might be another loyalty mission kind of thing. Alright, let's go down. Reactor. Reactor's shop is curiously silent. As you step down into the grated metal floor, the sound of your own footsteps reverberates through the echo chamber of the converted engine room. Welcome back, my friend. He leans against his desk. Is there something I can do for you? Thoughts about the last run? No, I wasn't there, remember? Spending the evening here in my workshop designing a new manipulator assembly for Koshi. He gives you a satisfied nod. A most productive evening, all things said and done. Alright. Quiet night in the shop, huh? Yes, a quiet night. He takes a drag on a cigarette. One best suited for contemplation, planning, and visions of the future. Care to pick up where we left off last time? His smile widens. Light gleams off strong, sharp teeth, lending him a predatory appearance. If you like. I must confess, I've rather enjoyed our talks. It's good to have a sounding board to bounce ideas off. I'm gonna say funny. I thought we were friends. We are. Please forgive my choice of words. Please forgive me if my choice of words has offended you. I was not intentional. I am by nature a solitary creature. I must confess that I sometimes forget how to interact with others. Koshi scuttles forward, mechanical pedipalps weaving. Its motions are as alien and charged with menace as they've ever been. Rakta glances at the machine and takes a step back. He returns his attention to you with a smile. But enough of this maudlin talk. You had questions for me. Go ahead and ask them, please. I will answer whatever I can. You said you sometimes forget how to interact with other people. An idiosyncrasy of mine, I suppose. When I get lost in my own head, relating to others becomes difficult. He smiles apologetically. It's nothing personal, just a quirk that I occasionally struggle to hide. Um, you're doing a pretty good job of it. You've always been friendly with me. But when you come down here, we talk about things that are relevant to my interests. That makes it easier. In any case, thank you. Your kindness is appreciated. Um, Last time we talked, you hinted at Koshi being special in some way. I want to hear the full story. Yes, I figured you might. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual about Koshi in the time that we've worked together? Um, I'm going to say he seems to react to your moods. It's weird. He's almost more like an animal than he is a drone. He nods, his lips pursed. Yes, a good observation. Koshi's behavior could be described as animalistic, and for good reason. I'm waiting. The drone itself lowers itself, its killing legs splayed. Ractor looks to the drone, his head cocked. Then he returns his gaze to you. His behavior is not drone-like because he is not a drone. At least, not in a way that you would understand. He's a prosthesis. Oh. Explain. The principle is really very simple. You can think of him as a cyberlib, if you will. We may be separated by distance, but he is joined to me as surely as a replacement leg to its wearer. Hang on, you're telling me that you're always rigged into your drone? Not on a conscious level, no, but subconsciously, yes. There is a constant two-way stream of data flowing between my brain and his systems. When he takes a step, I can feel it as a tingle in my spine. When he tears into flesh, I feel the sensation. We are a singular entity in two bodies, metal and flesh made one. Oh. I kind of maybe suspected that as an option, but I didn't think that was what it was going to be. Because eventually he wants to be integrated. He wants to basically be a drone. You're going to have to explain that. Koshi acts as a home for my primal animal impulses, the id, to use Freud's structural model of the psyche. The analytical portions of my mind, the ego, the superego, live on in me. They govern the id and, by extension, Koshi's behavior. When we're on a run and I rig into Koshi, I do not command him to attack. Rather, I loosen my grip on his reins and allow him to kill. He wants to hunt, to dominate, to bathe himself in blood. Reproduction would also be a drive if such a thing were possible. Oh. So if you were killed, Koshi would what? Run amok? He chuckles. No, my friend, of course not. Koshi is not capable of storing any part of a human mind. He simply doesn't have the capacity for it. If I were to die, he would fall dormant, the same as any other drone. One day, perhaps I will perfect him, and a part of me will live on in his chassis after the meat of my body dies. But for now, I am satisfied to live with him as a combined entity, man and machine, joined through a form of neural parabiosis into a single being. A beautiful first step in a post-human future. That's interesting. So, yeah, it's not like they're sharing a brain. It's just Koshi reacts to his base subconscious stuff. That's why if he's like nervous or something, Koshi is nervous or aggressive or wow, interesting. So if anything happens to the operator, it's not going to go wild because it's basically the id. Wow, that's an interesting take on it. I've never. I'm kind of thinking like the implications. Like, are there any moral implications to that? Because You're doing, it's basically, like you said, a prosthesis. It's like, you know, but the prosthesis is your subconscious instead of a limb. Interesting. Putting your subconscious into, or allowing it to have a drone to have access to your subconscious. Has access, doesn't, it can't control it. It's only one way. Okay, I guess that if I have to know a mad scientist, I'm glad that he's on my side. Again, he's more of a mad engineer. But that's a personal pet peeve of mine. He's a mad engineer. He's creating things. And, well, I'm sure. Okay, now I don't want to piss off. I don't want to piss off any mad scientists out there either. Now, so I just, it seems to me that mad engineer seems more appropriate than mad scientist, because for me it seems like scientists deal more in the abstract, like discovering things and kind of more abstract and theoretical, while an engineer is more practical, hands-on, makes physical things. So this is just me trying to backpedal out of offending any mad scientists out there, or I guess many mad engineers. I don't know. Okay, but I'm going to say that. I guess I have to know a mad scientist, I'm glad that he's on my side. He snickers. Well said, my friend. And the feeling is mutual. If I must associate with violent criminals, I suppose that I am happy to call them friends. Okay, that checks out. Let's see here. Okay, so you've rigged your drone to act as a home for your most destructive impulses. I've got to ask, why? That's a proof of concept primarily. There are other advantages, of course. I shouldn't have to explain the value of a combat drone that wants to kill. True. I mean, tell me why you think we're going to beat the essence limit. You hinted at it before, but I want to know. I could do that. You have already shared quite a lot with you, and you haven't run off screaming. A good sign, I should think. Usually, yeah. He studies your face, peering at you through the gloom. But tell me, Yemmer, are you certain that you want to know? Some secrets are less pleasant than others. You might prefer to leave this stone unturned. I want to know whatever you have to tell me, Rector. I don't run from things because they're unpleasant. Very good. There are things that you don't know about me, my friend, important things. What kind of things? For one, I am not, how to put it, whole. What do you mean by that? There was an accident when I was young, a shop accident. I barely survived it. I am very heavily cybered, my friend. You wouldn't know it because I keep my enhancements hidden. Others have found them disturbing in the past. Disturbing? How so? I mean, I openly, yeah, my character has exposed cybernetic everything. You know, I don't hide mine at all. The enhancements themselves are not the problem. The extent of the damage that they were meant to correct, however, he sighs, that is a different matter. He uses the edge of his hand to trace a line across his hips. Everything below the mid-pelvis is replacement material. That's where I was sheared in half, you see. Oh, wow. It's a miracle that I survived the experience. The blood loss alone should have killed me. But here I am, alive and well. Greatly improved, in point of fact. Okay. Well, I'm partially machine too. My eye and my whole head, because I have a encephaloph. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, I don't want to go with the like crude. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say you're saying you're half machine. Yes, the loss of so much tissue was traumatic, to be sure, as was the damage to my sense of personal identity. But it isn't so terrible as you might imagine. By every conceivable measure, I have been improved since the time of the accident. I am more than I was before, not less. Well, I mean, it is pretty bad losing half your body. I'm going to say you lost half your body. How could that not be terrible? He taps his temple with a finger. The doctors installed stimulus generators in my brain when they repaired me. With these, I can mimic the full range of sensations that the human body is capable of producing. Imagine the ramifications of such a thing. The things that you could do, the things that you could experience. The implications for operant conditioning alone are staggering. So, yes, I have lost the entire lower half of my body. The full ramifications of such a loss are obvious. But in return, I have gained so much more. At will, I can goad my brain in producing whatever sensation I wish. I can poke at the wiring of my own consciousness, and I can reroute the wiring as I see fit. Oh, shit. So, he can basically dump endorphins into his system, or adrenaline, or anything. He can have the sensation of anything. Anything? Bottom half of the body? Maybe? Okay. Alright. So you're half machine. What does that have to do with the essence limit? He spreads his arms. Look at me, Yummer. I have a shred of essence left in me, and only barely that. But I suffer none of the ill effects associated with traumatic essence loss. How can that be? A quirk of psychology, long viewed as an illness but never properly understood. What I now understand to be an evolutionary adaptation to a post-human future. We will conquer the essence limit given time. Natural selection will see to it, and I am the proof. These stimulus generators that you've been implanted with, how do they work? The technology is rather akin to SimSense, but considerably more powerful and flexible. Most SimSense experiences, those found in BTL chips, for example, are structured around basic narratives that provide their users with context. But if you strip away the veneer of escapist fantasy, what you have left is an extremely powerful toolkit. Huh. You mentioned operant conditioning before. Have you tried that? Reprogramming yourself? Oh yes, in my position, wouldn't you? Quite a handy thing to be able to rewrite the brain's responses to external stimulus. If you could make nutrient paste taste like seared foie gras, wouldn't you? Oh God. And the devices have proven equally useful in curbing bad habits. I could be quite impulsive before the accident, but I have since taken steps to dissuade myself from rash action. Okay, nutrient paste, something that is just purely good for you, but tastes horrible? Sure, my brain now I love the taste of that. That stuff tastes great, and now, stuff that's bad for you tastes horrible. Wow. But I guess you could kind of do that with anything, anything you think you like or don't, you could manipulate. If you live in the engine room of a tugboat, you can go, I don't like big fancy places. I like small, metallic, cold places. And oh, I'm super happy here. Wow. Okay. But also, he was very impulsive before. Now with this, he can just go, nope, dial back the impulsivity. Wow. All that being said, I must be careful not to overstep my bounds. Reprogramming the brain is a risky endeavor. However great the temptation might be. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a set of those. Any idea where I can get myself a set of those things? Sadly, no. As I've said, the project folded. The devices themselves never made it to the market. That's probably a good thing, truth to be told. From what I've heard, all of the other recipients were driven quite mad. He shrugs. Perhaps the others were less well equipped to handle it than I am. Well, he might be insane, but he's my insane. Be careful with those things, Rector. The last thing I need is you wigging out on me. I have carried these implants for over 20 years, my friend. I know how to handle myself. You have nothing to fear. I don't. This kind of comes off as a little rude. I don't know, but I want to know more. Okay, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna treat it as me wanting to know more. So, what else have you been keeping from me? I know there's more to the story than this. There is, my friend, but nothing that can't wait until tomorrow. You have a lot to process, I'm sure, and I would like the remainder of the evening to myself. But if you come back later, I'll finish the tale. Sure, Rector, we'll talk tomorrow. Absolutely. And we're going to save that. Rector's story is super interesting to me. It's really, I mean, they all are, but I'm really like, the implications of his story really make me think. And even though I'm not good at it, thinking, I like it when things make me do that. So, yeah, his story is very interesting. Okay, we got more stuff. The box is currently mostly empty, the contents scattered around the floor. Those things that remain inside are primarily items you have already viewed. Near the bottom, however, two things stand out. A small glass vial and a threadbare plush octopus. Let's look at the vial. The small vial is filled with a clear fluid and a small brownish-gray worm is floating inertly within. There is no label nor any markings on the cork to indicate what the worm is or why Gaichu has kept it. I'm going to say, Gaichu, do you collect worms? Gaichu grunts, not bothering to look at you. Hamadipsa Zelantia? The Japanese mountain leech. Okay, but why keep it? I don't know academic. Okay. At this, Gaichu turns to face you. You see that he is grinning wickedly. You have heard the story of Izanami and Izanagi. No, who are they? They are the deities who created the Japanese archipelago. The legend states that Izanami and Izanagi created Japan by producing 8 children, and each island being one of those children. But those islands are not the first children they produced. The pair's first child was known as Hiroko, the leech child. It was deformed and disgusting, without limbs or bones. As a creature that sucked blood, it was a parasite and served no useful purpose, so they cast it into the sea. Some say that Hiroko became Ibisu, the god of luck and fishermen, but I believe that to be a later confusion. In the oldest tales, Haruko lurks in the darkest at the edge of civilization, avoided by the kami, but unmolested by them. As the first child of Izanami and Izanagi, he had great power and could destroy any kami that attempted to harm him. Perhaps it is a reflection of my own state, but I like the story. The creature of disease and disgust that cannot be killed because it is too powerful, yet is forever condemned to stay in the distance beyond the firelight. A little like myself, no? Okay, plush octopus. The ragged plush animal has seen better days. The purple fuzz has been mostly worn away, exposing the fabric underneath, and there are slightly darker spots on both sides of the toy's body, presumably where the eyes once were. Before you can even ask a question, Gaichu raises a hand to silence you. His name is Tako-kun. My mother gave him to me. No, I am not ashamed of this. Never be ashamed of keeping something your mother gave you. Gaichu's eyes narrow, and he sniffs at you as he tries to determine whether you are making fun of him. There is almost nothing in my life I have to remind me of my family. This is the thing I have kept to serve that purpose. Okay, but why an octopus? Because I like octopi? Gaichu still seems uncertain whether he should be angry or not. An octopus is a clever creature. It knows how to conceal itself, how to open jars, escape from tanks. There are worse things to be reborn as. There are worse things than to be reborn as an octopus. That's true. Octopi are super, super intelligent. They they can open jars, escape, use tools, and they can squish through stuff. There have been aquariums that have they've gotten out of locked room situations. Like they're in a tank, they get out of the tank, they find a way to open the door, close the door, avoid cameras, and just get out. And nobody knows how. They're really super intelligent. I've always admired them for their talents. No one knows what an octopus is thinking when they look into its eye. They only know that they are being studied, just as much as they are studying it. With that, Gaichu reaches out to take the plush toy, placing it gingerly back in the box. I get that. In the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. I'm sorry. I got the hiccups today again, everybody. I'm sorry. I need to do something for every time I get the hiccups. Okay. In the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. He has unpacked most of his box, and the contents are lying strewn about the floor in a disorganized mess. The ghoul gingerly picks through them, turning each one over in his fingers as he feels their shapes. He addresses you without looking up. Please mind your step, Yummer. I fear I've made a mess, and many of my possessions are quite delicate. I'd be rather upset if you were to accidentally crush any under your feet. After a moment, he places the one he holds, a small ceramic statuette of Daruma, to one side. Lifting his face, he touches his brow and salute. I apologize for the mess. I will do my best not to step on anything. I'll be aware. For that, I thank you. Gaichu gingerly begins collecting his things and arranging them back in the box. I am simply thinking about the chain of events that brought me to Hong Kong. I've been considering our talk about my former unit, about what my plans are with regards to their incessant hunt and need for closure. I began to think that I, too, need closure. An end not only to the hunt, but to our dance around the court issue. One of us must die, that the other might live. As it is, we are locked in stasis. How do you plan to accomplish that? That is the question that I've bent my mind to answering since we spoke. It's not an easy question to answer. My initial thought was to strike at a secure Renraku holding, something valuable enough to draw the attention of the Red Samurai, and ensure that Renraku reported that a ghoul was involved in the mission. It turns out that was not necessary. I began searching the Shadowrun BBS for any jobs against Renraku holdings here in Hong Kong. Gaichu taps his braille reader with one toe. It is surprisingly easy to use the matrix when you can read postings with your fingers. Slower than direct interface, but certainly possible. I also began to offer a reward for information on Red Samurai teams known to be in the city. A modest reward, nothing that would attract too much attention, but enough to keep people interested. Gaichu grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. This bore fruit. A Red Samurai team arrived here a short time ago, smaller than normal size. Sounds like it could be them. It is definitely them. My contact described Ishida and Takagawa perfectly, as well as a new heavy gunner, most likely from another disgraced squad. What's more, he described a woman who looked exactly like Sasaki, but with a scar here on her forehead. Gaichu draws a finger down across his brow over his right eye, precisely where I cut her. I expect you want to catch them off guard. Gaichu nods firmly, his expression grim. Surprise is the husband of victory. This is an essential law of combat. There is no such thing as a fair fight, only a fight you win or lose. I have no intention of allowing them to set the terms of the fight. I have found a job I am certain will draw a Red Samurai response. Renraku is moving a prototype drone through Hong Kong on the way to a research facility in Chiba. It is of a new design, implementing machine learning and pseudo-intelligence. Gaichu stands, smiling wryly. Something that advanced would certainly attract a Red Samurai team, should someone attempt to steal it. Ooh, a highly advanced drone, you say? I might be interested. I am interested, very. How can you be certain? Red Samurai are primarily proactive. The majority remain at the forge until dispatched across the world. Those that are not assigned to guard high-value locations, black laboratories, secure research facilities, and major complexes. Hong Kong has none of these, as Renraku's facilities of that type are primarily located in Taiwan. My former unit will be the only ones close enough to respond to the threat. The Johnson for this run is a Renraku scientist escorting the drone. He wishes to leave Renraku's employ, but is unwilling to risk reprisal should he escape on his own. To put it simply, he wishes to make it look like he was killed during the robbery. Hence, why he wishes the experimental drone stolen. If there is no body, there will be no investigation into his whereabouts. Okay, so we can kill two birds with one stone. Gaichu inclines his head in agreement. Precisely. I can rid myself of my pursuers, and he can be free of their yoke. While I owe this man no loyalty, I think I understand his sentiment. Besides, we will be receiving payment for the job. Okay, let me ask you some questions about the run before I agree. Very well. Gaichu leans back on his heels, lifting his chin. What would you like to know? How do you know it's not a trap? A fair question, but one with a simple answer. Red Samurai are very risk-averse. Part of our training is to always put our lives on the line in defense of the company. Risking this drone in their quest for vengeance would be unthinkable. Gaichu gestures to a stack of chips lying nearby. I did my own digging. The shipping schedules line up perfectly to place the drone in Hong Kong. And Red Samurai would not have the authority to fake such records unless ordered by their superiors. As I am the unit's private shame, this would not become a larger corporate matter. There is no profit in killing me for the company, only for the unit. Okay. How do you know the drone would rate a Red Samurai response? Before I was infected, we escorted and guarded similar projects in the drone division. While I am unsure whether this one belongs to precisely the same research division, they are close enough to make Red Samurai involvement a certainty, in my opinion. Drone research is one of Renraku's main advantages over larger megacorporations. Ares controls military hardware, Seder Krupp has their heavy industry, but Renraku is the foremost drone development company in the world. No one else even comes close. Renraku will deploy Red Samurai to protect that advantage. Rely on it. Are you certain you can take them all on yourself? Gaichu shifts, running a hand over his head. He looks away, embarrassed. Well, I was hoping you would help me, you and the rest of the team. Absolutely. I may be able to kill them all myself. It is possible, but as I said before, I intend to give myself every possible advantage. That includes you, Wu, Gobbet, and the rest of the team. More guns mean a higher chance of victory, and that is the proper way to lay a trap. All right, I know enough. Good. Gaichu shifts uneasily. He seems to be sniffing the air in anticipation. What, may I ask, is your decision? Absolutely, we're going to help you out. Sounds good to me. When do we leave? As soon as you are ready, I will message Mr. Johnson and let him know that we will be prepared to fake his murder and to be ready for our arrival. I suggest you prepare as well. The Red Samurai are excellent combatants, not to be taken lightly. All right, we got a job. This one's going to be Whew. I think it's going to be tough, though, because literally it's his family he has to fight and kill. Well, one of them, again, he thought he already killed her, but... All right, let's see. Duncan, what do you got? The clanking of metal, followed by grunts from hard exercise, erupt from the hatchway of Wu's cabin. The first thing you notice when you enter is his renewed cleanliness. The food cans are gone, and his equipment is neatly laid out in his bedding. Everything is in its place. Excuse me. The next thing you notice is the smell. It's like a middle school locker. Oh, it smells like a middle school locker room in July. Ooh. Wu finishes his jumping jacks and grabs a towel off his bunk. His exposed flesh gleams with perspiration. Hey. He's my brother. I'm going to say, dude, open the porthole. This place reeks. Do you see a porthole, Bubba? This is an interior cabin, not the best for ventilation. But I don't think you came by to check my hygiene. What's your deal? What'd you think about that last run that you didn't go on? I wasn't on the last run, Bubba. I assume it came out okay since you're here to talk about it. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Still thinking about Edward saying? He rubs the towel under his arms. Compartmentalized him. Edward saying is a topic in a file cabinet in my head. I'm only thinking about Raymond now. Finding out what happened to him. What really happened to him. Taking a moment at a time, huh? That's me, Mr. Focus. He continues stretching. We're getting close to the plastic-faced man, Duncan. I know. I haven't stopped thinking about him since we first saw him in that video. The one where he attacked Raymond in the tea house. He wipes down one side of his neck with the towel. Folds it. Wipes down the other side. Listen, Bubba. I'm not going to press you to take me with you when you head out to snatch him. You take the right people for the job, and then you get the job done, okay? But I want to be there when you interrogate him. I want to hear what he has to say with my own ears. Are you going to have a problem with that? No. Yeah, no, of course not. Good. We're brothers. I'd hate to have to mess you up. He flashes his pearly whites. Like I said, you can take me with you on the run or not. It's your call. But I intend to be there for the fun part. Well, I know he's... Easy, Duncan. This is about Raymond not hurting people for kicks. Knock off the easy Duncan crap, Bubba. I'm not doing anything for kicks. He drops the towel onto his bunk. This is a guy who knows what the hell is going on. The one who may have killed Raymond. And I'm going to squeeze him until I found out what he knows. Well, we'll do what we need to do to get the answers we need. Damn right. You told me you were resentful when I took off, but maybe it was about how Raymond handled things with Double Trey. Nah, it was about you disappearing for 8 years without a word, but we're past that now. Wu pulls his right elbow across his chest with his left hand, gets a good stretch. But that was a messed up night. A lot of things happened, and I wouldn't be surprised if some, I don't know, emotions got jumbled together. About the fight with Raymond. Yeah, mostly we butted heads before. I'd broken plenty of his rules in the past, but I'd never seen him so disappointed. Still not sure why. Why don't you start with it from the beginning? Start with when Lockjaw showed up at Ray's house. Wu pulls his left elbow across his chest and lets out a little groan. So this was 2045, years after the summer we moved in with Raven. We'd seen DT or Lockjaw. We hadn't seen DT or Stupid hiccups. I shall persevere. Oh, so this was 2045, years after the summer we moved in with Raymond. We hadn't seen DT or Lockjaw or any of the gang in forever. Raymond's rules. No contact with our hoodlum friends. No visiting the squat to check up on them. Right, he insisted on a clean break. Exactly. He wanted us focused on our future, not bogged down in past mistakes. The way I remember it, we woke up in the middle of the night and there was Lockjaw, standing on our room covered in blood. Our first thought was that Raymond was going to kill us. Can you imagine? There's a teenage Salish Indian covered in blood in our bedroom, and my first thought was that I might get in trouble for it. Raymond was an intimidating guy, and we were young. Isn't that weird? I towered over him, and it just didn't matter. The little man just had that way of looking at you, that tone. Wu throws his elbows behind him, twists at the waist. I get that. My grandmother was like 5 foot nothing. I am 6'3". She passed a while ago, but to this day, she was always 10 feet tall and in charge. She was boss. Even though I know it's like, no, it's just that there's some people that it's just they're bigger than they are, or they might mean more to you. But that's the way it was with my grandma. She was always in charge, and she was always 10 feet tall. Crazy how that works. So Lockjaw is bleeding all over our bedroom, and we're whispering, yelling, "Where's DT? What happened to Double Tray?" 5 minutes later, we're dressed in black and on our way back to the Barrens. We had to. Of course, it wasn't for Double Tray, neither of us would have been here right now. DT was the one who took us to the teen center, introduced us to Raymond. Man, that was a messed up night. The 162s had overrun the Leary squad, better positioned to take on the nukes. Benzo and Tusk were bleeding out, and the Hernandez family was half-eaten. The Lil Joe, that streetwalker with the electric false eyelashes, was lying on the floor in 2 parts. But we got Double Tray out alive. He was the only one, though. Wu stares at his boot. I could still hear Lockjaw screaming as the ghouls took him down. When the 162s wanted something, they did not play. Anyway, all of that was just lead up. He lets out a long, slow breath. But still, it speaks to my state of mind that night. Why I wouldn't back down when Raymond met us at the door. You two really went at it. We both had the strength of the righteous. You and I had broken his rules out of loyalty, out of gratitude. He just didn't get that. He never understood where we came from. And now we know why. He wasn't just some do-gooder who took in some street kids. He was a rich guy used to getting his way. That's what made him so furious. I'm going to agree with him. That's the way I see it too. But you were able to get him to calm down and see reason. Get him to see my side of the story. And then all you said was that one thing. That thing he said his mother used to say to him when he was being obstinate. What the hell was it? Let's see here. I'm going to say, he understands badly who listens badly. He understands badly who listens badly. Wu nods his head, remembering. Yeah, that listens badly thing really got to him. He was really ashamed of himself for flying off the handle. Using his mother's words on him really did the trick. I wonder what kind of childhood he had. He rubs his chin. But the way he looked at you after that, we were never the same. Yeah, well, look, you and I are cool now. As for Edward saying, maybe he's got mommy issues. Wu chuckles humorlessly. And who knows, maybe I've got a few daddy issues to deal with too. Guess I should try and keep an open mind when we see him. Alright, let's talk later. Anytime. Alright, good talk, Duncan. Let's head upstairs. Whoa, that was fast. Talk to Isabel. Yeah, Mary, you're back. She doesn't bother turning. Need something? Any thoughts about the last run? Because you were on it. You know what drives me crazy about Gavitt? She does shit like this all the time. She doesn't think about anything. Not about the risks she takes or the consequences of her actions or how her behavior can hurt her friends. She just jumps headfirst into whatever crazy scheme she's got in her head. And damn everyone else. Maybe after this she'll finally learn her lesson. I have to say, I didn't expect to get off the sinking ship without blowing it apart. My money was on setting fire to the whole contraption and letting it burn. But you really pulled out all the stops. I can't believe we had to face down some kind of rat demon god thing, but we did. I'm sure there's a lesson in there somewhere, but I'll be damned if I know what it is. Anything else you wanted to know? Questions about the walled city? All right, go ahead. Oh, there was a man here in Hayoi who was ranting about the Yama Kings. His hair had gone white with fear, and I watched him die. She nods miserably. Yes, it happened when I was a kid, too. Not often, but occasionally. People would have bad dreams and then become obsessed with them, consumed by their own dread. When I was a kid, we viewed it as a kind of a local malady, dream madness. It affected people with other problems, dementia, paranoia, phobias, that kind of thing. So people would just shrivel up and die because of the dreams? Basically, but like I said, it didn't happen often. I remember one old woman, Auntie Wai Kung. She had skin like parchment paper and she baked egg tarts for the neighborhood kids. We liked her. She was good. One day, Auntie Wai Kung didn't come out of her apartment. She was always up and about by 6 or 7 in the morning. It was part of her routine. For her to sleep past noon was unthinkable. Naturally, the grown-ups assumed that she had passed in the night. She was old and frail. It was bound to happen sooner or later. So her neighbor, Mr. Ijedi, went in to check on her and collect the body. I don't like where this is going. Neither did Mr. Ijedi. She wasn't dead. What he found was much worse than that. She pauses, looks you in the eye. You probably don't want to hear the rest. Oral surgery was involved. Yes, I do. You recovered these memories for us. The least I can do is listen to them. All right, your call. Auntie Wai Kung had been busy that morning. She had put her knife skills to work on her own tongue, carved it out, plated it, and ripped out most of her teeth for garnish. She'd bitten down on a coal from the fireplace to keep it from bleeding out. Oh, God. And you think that dream made her do this? Yes. She did what she did to protect herself from Quan Ya. How so? The old stories all say that Quan Ya could claim you as a slave by tying your tongue into a knot. No tongue, no slavery. The old lady didn't want to take any chances. Unfortunately for Mr. Ejedi, she didn't want him to take chances either. She was a sweet old thing, always looking out for her neighbors. Thanks to the dreams, she knew what was at stake. She wanted to help. The other adults didn't make it into Auntie Wai Kung's apartment in time to save Mr. Ejedi's jaw. It was hanging by a thread by the time they got there. She'd always had a steady hand with a cleaver. Did he live? Yes, but I think he wished he hadn't. Replacing a jaw is expensive, and Mr. Ejedi had no money. He had to settle with a life of miserable silence, hiding the wound in his face and slurping broth through a tube. Eek. As for Auntie Wai Kung, she suffered an aneurysm, dropped dead as the grown-ups were trying to get her into what passed as a clinic in the Mansion District. But she died with a smile on her face. She knew that her soul was safe. Okay, that's all. Can we talk about something else? Okay. Please, to be honest, anything else would be preferable. Do we have another question? Nope, that's it. Okay, gotta go, Isabel. Sure, drop by anytime. Alright, and we're gonna save. And let's go talk to Gobbet. She probably has quite a bit to talk to us about. Talk to Gobbet. Stepping into Gobbet's cabin, you find her crouched on the floor. She appears to be midway through a valiant struggle against an enormous pastry. Her cheeks bulge out like a chipmunk's, and wispy threads of pork floss hang from her crumb-speckled lips. She glances up at you, her eyes wide with alarm. Her jaw works to manage the enormous quantity of crisp dough in her mouth, but she doesn't seem to be making much headway. Um, just concentrate on eating, Gobbit. We can talk when you're done. She struggles to move her jaw, but her mouth is stuffed too full for her to make much headway. She gestures feebly toward a pitcher of water on the ground at her feet. We're not going to be a dick. We'll hand her the pitcher. She tilts back the pitcher and sucks down its contents. As the water pours into her mouth, she's slowly able to work through the food stored in her cheeks. Finally, she lowers the water pitcher, coughing. Okay, yeah. Whew. Note to self. The pastry terrace on Prince Edward Road makes them dry. She takes another swig from the pitcher, grimacing. Moist green apple and jellied trotter my ass. That thing was like a desert made of pig. Dessert made of pig. Desert? Desert. Desert and dessert are spelled the same, I think. I think desert made of pig because it's supposed to be dry. Okay. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to cram the entire thing in your mouth at once. I was challenging myself for science, and it wasn't the whole pastry, it was just half of one. She lifts the remaining pastry for your inspection. The pork floss that coats its exterior looks almost festive. It's more reminiscent of a beige, curly tinsel than it is food. You want the rest? Thanks, but no. I was hoping we could talk. She drops the mango pastry into a clean pot on the floor. Suit yourself. I'll have it later. So, you probably want to talk about what happened on the raft, huh? I think that in your place, I probably would. I mean, that was kind of a thing, right? Okay, so these two are the same, but any thoughts about that last run? Yeah, of course. I mean, it was kind of a big deal, you know? We've already said pretty much everything there is to be said, though, haven't we? I mean, it's not like we didn't go over this already, with the important lessons about responsibility and all that. Okay, let's talk about what happened on the sinking ship. Yeah, she sighs. We can do that. First off, I should thank you. You and Iz came to help me, even though I didn't ask you to, or want you to. Actually, maybe I should be upset about that. But the important thing is that you did help me. I'm not going to say I couldn't have handled it without you, but it would have been really, really dicey. I'm going to say you would have been fine. Me and Iz just made it a little easy for you. She manages a half smile. Yeah, sure you did. Thanks. On the bright side, we overthrew Malvina and put the raft back in Cad's hands. That feels pretty great. And the shiny object is at the bottom of Hung Hom Bay, lodged in a bank of silt and crab shit. That's pretty much where it belongs. But I've got to admit, something is gnawing at me. Before you and Iz showed up, I was going to sink the raft. I'd gotten halfway through arming the charges, and I was going to send the whole sinking ship down in flames. Everyone on it would have died. Cad and Yasmin, all of them. All because I made up my mind early and I didn't want to change it. Kind of makes me think, how many times before now have I done what seemed like the right thing, you know, followed my gut like I taught you, without realizing there was a better option? This whole introspection thing kind of sucks, I've got to say. She looks at you scowling. It's much more comforting just to assume that all of my past decisions were right. Sure it is. It's intellectually dishonest, but it's definitely comforting. She bites her lower lip. Yeah. You know, Seattle, you aren't helping my mood any. I'm kind of having a tough time over here. She begins to pace, kicking piles of dirty clothes and blankets out of the way, thrusting her hands into her pockets. She fishes out Madness and Folly and tosses them down onto her cot. Madness and Folly are her rats. I don't do this very often. Reflecting is for mirrors, not devastatingly attractive street shamans. I don't know how you hand-wringers deal with feeling this way. I'm going to say, it's pretty simple. We acknowledge our mistakes and our near misses, and we own up to them. Okay. I've pretty much got that step covered. What's next? What comes after this? I'm going to say after you suffered through your embarrassment for a while, you try to learn something from it. Huh? Your way is boring, Seattle, and it's complicated. And it comes with way too many bad feelings. She scowls. But yeah, I get it. There's probably even some value there. I'm never going to start second guessing everything that I do, though. That just isn't me. Good, because that would be dumb. Don't question yourself before circumstances give you a reason to. Right, that makes sense, I guess. All right, Seattle, I'll give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe there's some value in not in hand-wringing after all. I guess we'll have to see. Anyway, things turned out the way they did. I don't know what might have happened if we'd tried to do something different, but there's one thing I can say for certain. Things are better in Hung Hom Bay than they were before we went to the sinking ship. We did some good out there. That's something. I didn't go out there to save Hung Hom Bay. I did it to help you. Mission accomplished then. And come to think of it, there are two things I can say for certain. You want to hear the second? Lay it on me. I think that Rat is happy that the shiny object is gone. She pauses for a moment, considering. That, or maybe that stupid egg did something to me. I don't know for certain. Either way, something is different. I can feel it in my gut. Do you know what it does? Beats the hell out of me. I mean, I'm sure that it does something. It has to, right? Rat wouldn't just give me a normal rock. She's a trickster and all, but that'd be mean. So you mark my words, Seattle. The next time we're in the field, something magical is going to happen. I mean, literally magical, possibly with explosions. It's too early to tell. She nods sagely. It'll be a journey of discovery for both of us. Okay, I'll be looking forward to that. Me too, and thank you, Seattle. I really, really mean that. You can fly by my side anytime. Thanks, Gobbet. All right. So we're going to save there. So we have finished Gobbet's mission. I don't think... No, we did an Isabel-based mission. We did Ractor. So all that's left is Gaichu and Woo. So... All right, let's head out. And I want to do Gaichu's mission. So... Oh, here we go. Help Gaichu set an ambush for his former team. That's the one... That's what I want to do next. And I really don't have the monies to do anything. Hold on. I gotta talk to these guys. Hold on. I gotta talk to everybody. We already talked. The Go players, I don't think have anything new, but I'll check real quick. Okay, nope. They don't have anything new. So we're going to go talk to Spider Chen. Just to progress their story, because I find them interesting. Chen is reclining against a stack of cages as you approach, watching the display of a small Tri-D player on the table. The Tri-D displays the shimmering form of a dancing woman weaving her way through a crowded club. It seems to have been filmed via a portable recorder, or possibly someone's cyber eyes. Draped in wild clothing that scintillates with lights and holograms, the dancer slips through the crowd like living mercury. Every step and evasion is effortless. You watch the dancer weave her way up a flight of stairs, moving towards a second-story balcony. As she ascends the stairs, her hands start to crackle with energy, and points of light trace across her neck, shoulders, and spine. All the glitter and flash of the club lightning. No one else seems to notice. For a split second, she looks back at the camera's point of view, smiling seductively. Jen gestures toward the holographic display, smiling broadly. Keep watching. It's about to get good in a few seconds. The dancer arrives at the top floor, moving towards a particular table. The table's occupants, triad members, judging by their tattoos, rise from where they are sitting and begin to draw weapons. Their expressions indicate they're familiar with the dancer and intend to kill her. At this point, the dancer explodes into motion. She bobs and weaves out of the way of their gunfire, her fingertips flinging electricity and fire in long arcs. She seems to dance at and around the triad soldiers. Each step, a beat, causes an explosion of force that scatters tables and drinks. Wreathed in the elements, the woman cuts through the triad members in an effortless pavane of destruction. The recording ends, and Shen straightens up. I could watch Lucky Ping at work all day. I don't know how she works her magic, but it's a beautiful and terrifying thing to behold. Really glad she's with the Yellow Lotus, and not an enemy syndicate. That a friend of yours? That's right, she's a red pole in her own right, and she's Steel Arm Lou's cousin. Scary woman, but if she likes you, she'll stick with you through anything. Shen leans over the display table, palms flat on the surface. So what can I do for you? Tell me more about your crew. With arms folded, Shen regards you with some suspicion. We're a fairly private people. Generally, when I get asked a question like that, I figure it's because someone is looking for something to use against me. Shen's expression softens after a moment, however. Well, you've been a decent person so far, so I guess I can tell you some. White Ming and I started our cell. Grandfather Wu took him to Wudang a year or two before he did the same for me. He made it clear that he expected repayment in kind. When we were old enough, and since the Yellow Lotus was his organization, we joined up. At first, it was mostly small-time stuff. Show games and street corners, stuff like that. We picked up a new member after about 6 months, and things started to change. Freedom Say. Dwarf Kid. Absolute murder with twin pistols. The kind of focus I can bring to bear in Kung Fu, that's how he shoots. Shen grinned crookedly. His parents named him Freedom and sent him to the UCAS to live with an uncle. Guess they wanted him to be really American or something. Beyond that, there's Yang, the lawyer you saw me talking to before. The four of us do a pretty cozy business between jobs for Steel Arm Lou and Kindly Chang. It's not like we're in charge of much, but it beats starving, yeah? Do you like working for Yellow Lotus? Like has nothing to do with it. I have debts to Grandfather Wu, and I intend to pay them. I guess they're a good enough syndicate. We waste a lot of blood and money fighting the Red Dragon, though. Can't say I like that end of the business, since it seems like such a huge waste. If it weren't for Grandfather, I might see about getting White Ming, Steel Arm, Lou, and Lucky Ping to break away. Maybe start our own thing in turf that's not quite so fought over. Lifting one hand up, Shen smiles faintly. But I can't leave him. I owe him everything. Why would you split off at all? I've heard a lot of talk between the Yellow Lotus Vanguards and Incense Masters. They're dead set on eliminating the Red Dragons, despite the risk. When that kind of talk gets tossed around, nobody's safe. It leads to all-out warfare. Last time that happened, the White Jade Brotherhood got wiped out completely. It's just bad strategy to try and wipe them out. It's all this old rivalry between the elders. It has nothing to do with business end of things. Old vendettas can get you killed, even if they're not yours. Alright, we'll talk to you later. I gotta talk to the Kai Fa family. See all the drama that's going on over here. Yeah, let's talk to Frederick. The young troll bouncer is far from alert as he's likely ever been. Men and women pass through the front door without earning even a glance from Freddy. He just taps away at the screen of a tablet, oblivious to the work. Oh, I think someone just carried in a nuke, Freddy. Uh-huh. Earth to Freddy. He finally looks up. Oh, it's you. Sorry about that. Just making some final arrangements. My father thinks I'm not ready for the big time. He thinks I'm not strong enough or resourceful enough or whatever, but I'm proving him wrong already. See, I got it all figured out. The Hell Thunder crew has been spotted to the south mostly, out among the islands there. The Star Ferry service operates all through that region, so I just need to head down to Stanley and start hopping ferries until I hear the drums. They play drums. Did you know that? That's what I've been practicing. I've got a plus-size capsule reserved at the Dynasty Mansions in Stanley, and I got enough cash to cover that and the ferry rides for about 2 months. And get this, Stanley is also known as Chu, which means bandits post. Why? Because of pirates. It's a sign, I'm telling you. I've also got a lead on someone with the Tolo Vori down there, who may be able to help. He's got connections inside Yamatetsu, and they pretty much run Marine Department these days. They monitor all ships coming and going, so if pirates hit, they'll know. And once they know, my guy will make sure I know. It's all coming together. I'll show my ba what I'm made of. I'm leaving as soon as I get those ends tied up. I'm going to say, don't do it, Freddy. I don't think piracy is in your blood. Your dad was a smuggler, not a pirate. What are you saying? You've heard me talk about my ba back in his glory days. It's got to be me in there, and it's got to be me in. It's got to be in me somewhere. Oh. I don't think your father was actually a pirate, just a smuggler. What's the difference? I mean, it's all the same, isn't it? Isn't it? No, it's not. Shit, now you got me all confused. I suppose I don't have to leave immediately. One more day to stew on it won't matter much. Just sleep on it, Freddy. Alright, let's head inside. Why was I clear back there? Alright, let's talk to Henry. Henry stands unmoving at the back of the club, staring blankly at a wall. Had the wall been built with a window, the view afforded would lead straight out to sea. But as it is, the old troll stares at nothing. I've come to a decision. I felt like you were wrestling with something. I have, and here it is. I can't do it any longer. I can't keep on going this way. I'm just so tired, and not because of the dreams disturbing my sleep at night. I was weary of this world long before that. If anything, the dreams simply served as to underscore the truth. I don't belong here. I've known it for a long time. I just couldn't admit it to myself. I tried my best for the sake of Ermine and the boys, but I'm more of a burden to them than a help. Better for me to be out of their hair. This just isn't my world anymore. Likely it never was. But maybe there's still a world out there for me, somewhere on the water. Or maybe the only world for me is back in the past. All I know is it's not here. When my number is up, whether it's tomorrow or years from now, I'll just slip into the water. Less of a burden in death than I was in life. Simple and neat. The tide's going out. It's time I went with it. I'm going to say nobody ever found peace by running, Henry. I'm not running away. I'm running to. If there's a better life out there for me out there, could you really begrudge me for finding it? You need help, Henry. Everyone does, and you won't find it alone. Help. It's true, I haven't been feeling myself ever since those dreams started. I just thought my eyes were finally being opened. Now I don't know. A moment ago it all seemed so clear. Henry, don't throw away what you love. Your family needs you. Henry nods, slowly, silently, like a ship rocking gently in the swell. I guess you're right. It's not about me, is it? I may not belong here, but that doesn't mean it's not my place. At sea, my duty was to the ship. Now, I guess my duty is to them. Good, yes. Callum. Callum has calmed greatly since last time. He has once again oscillated into his more somber, brooding mode. He looks almost professional as he conducts a little business with some rail-thin gangers aching for their fix. Back again, I see. What is it about this place? The music? The sweaty bodies? Or is it my messed up family that keeps bringing you back? Well, actually, a messed up family. I like to keep tabs on people. Not sure the people around here are worth keeping tabs on. Well, if you can keep it on the down low, I got news I'm dying to share with somebody. You runner types are good with secrets, right? Let's hear it. So I snuck off behind my mother's back. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. No grown man should have to ever say that. But that's what I had to do, and so that's what I did. I finally met this guy who wants to be my benefactor. His name's Matthew Ty. He's a human guy. He rolled up on the dock in a speedboat with guards and everything. Real slick dude, like classy, powerful classy. He asked me to call him Matt. Isn't that great? I hopped in and we went off. We had dinner together. It was a little strange, but I'm glad I went. The things he told me. What kind of things? For one, he said he remembers my mother. Apparently, he knew her well. In fact, he said he knew her better than anyone back at Bauhaus. And that's partly how he came to know me, I guess. But the way he talked about my mother, it was like, I don't know, there was something between them. He had this wistful look on his face and a smirk when he said her name. Probably the same kind of look on my face right now, like he was keeping a wonderful secret. I don't remember my father ever looking that way with my mother. Got me wondering about a lot of things. How was it weird? It got weird at the end, like there was more he wanted to say but he couldn't. Maybe he didn't want to get my hopes up too high, in case the whole arrangement didn't pan out. Not sure. The strangest part by far, though, was when his security detail busted our table and bagged everything we had touched. Glasses, plates, utensils, napkins. Matt said it was a standard precaution for men in his position. Even the smallest genetic sample could be used to subvert biometric security systems. Or it could have been used in ritual magic. Never really thought about it before, but these are just the kind of things I think I can learn from this guy. Okay. Bye. Good talk, Callum. I think that's your real dad, but I don't know. Let's go talk to Ermine. Talk to Ermine. The troll woman looks more weary than you have ever seen her. The club is virtually shut down, and she doesn't seem to care. She has lost that presence which had once so defined her, and it has left her visibly smaller. The world's gone mad, hasn't it? Perhaps. You want to tell me what's really going on here? She looks at the nearby photo of her son Callum hanging from a metal shelf. Callum thinks Henry isn't his father. He thinks I had an affair. He even threatened to tell Henry, and if I don't let him leave. The truth is, he's right. I did have an affair. I had several affairs. I was young and beautiful and very aggressive. I was going places. Henry was gone at sea, most of the time. Henry isn't Callum's father, but I can't tell Callum the truth about his father. It might destroy him. Let me guess, Callum's father is his mysterious new benefactor. Yes, he is. I knew it. That man now whispers promises to my son, a free ride through university, a guaranteed starting position at Bauhaus, a bright future. Callum doesn't know what that world is like. Once, I was ready to leave Henry for that man. He lavished gifts on me. He told me I was special. Maybe he really did love me. I was a troll girl from Hayoi, transcending her meager beginnings. I was becoming someone of worth, and I even had a powerful human lover. Ermine fixes a level gaze at you. Bauhaus has always frowned on metahumans. I was an exception. I thought that just because they accepted me, it wouldn't affect me anymore. In fact, I myself looked down on most metahumans as oversensitive and lazy. Then he invited me to a high-level corporate retreat for the weekend. What happened? My eyes were open. Do you want to know what they do at those retreats? They hunt. But what is there to hunt here in Hong Kong? Nothing. Nothing but that which is different. Those they secretly disdain. Those they see as animals. They hunt poor metahumans. Somehow, they thought I'd be okay with it. They thought I was one of them. They don't kill their prey. It's more satisfying to let them live, knowing their victims are powerless to find justice. They take trophies. The tips of an elf's ears, an orc's tusks, a troll's horns. She reaches up to stroke her own horns, as if reassuring herself they're still intact. I realized I had already given them a trophy. My basic humanity, my principles. Ermine's voice cool and professional. Her expression is earnest. For me, it wasn't about humans versus elves or orcs or dwarves or my kind. I want you to understand that, Yummer. It was about common humanity. It's about how we treat all people. What did you do? I acted like I was fine and held it together for the weekend. I hid my feelings like any good negotiator in a bad position. Then, once the weekend was over, I cleaned out my office. I came back to Haoi and sent Baihu my resignation. Later, I found out I was pregnant with Callum. When the DNA test confirmed that Henry wasn't the father, I meant to terminate the pregnancy, but I couldn't bear to do it. And so, Callum, my son, one of the joys of my life. Maybe this man fancies himself as Callum's father. Even if he does, that still doesn't guarantee Callum's safety among those people. Baihao is still Baihao. And maybe that man just wants to get back at me for leaving him. After all, he had the audacity to say that I broke his heart. This is why I can't allow Callum to go. I would rather my son hate me forever than give himself to that world. Ermine draws herself up to her full height. She restores herself to her usual regal bearing. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have troubled you with my problems. You probably came here on business, and your time is valuable. Can I show you anything? Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so the weapons, I've got a rifle and a sniper rifle. I think I'm gonna sell this one. And that puts us up to 1,500. And I just want rifle. Those are submachine guns. Those are shotguns. Rifle. Okay. Can't afford. I don't have combat range. Combat 8 or 6. Wait, I do have the highest end rifle I could use. Alright. Well, that's good. Whoa. We could get something that does... Hold on. What are we wearing? Can't tell what I'm wearing. I can't sell what I'm wearing. Well, these don't go... In the previous games, they gave us armor, and some of them, like, increased our intelligence or combat. So I might end up getting the EOD suit at some point. Okay, let's head out. Alright, so we are going to go do Gaichu's mission. Gaichu's mission is, I guess, just help him set an ambush. Okay. There we go. And definitely taking Gaichu. And we're taking Isabel. And then... We're going to bring Gobbet just in case. So we've got a rigger, a decker, a shaman, and a street samurai. So that should work good. Alrighty, here we go. Retribution. The Total Harbor Industrial Complex is a sprawling maze of warehouses, auto fabrication facilities, shipping container mazes, and corporate power. If something corporate owned is shipped through Hong Kong, it invariably moves through these streets. The Renraku shipping facility lies far enough away from the heart of Total Harbor that you won't have to worry about corporate security other than the on-site guards, and Renraku's extraterritoriality, nailed it, means that any fighting won't risk backup from Rent-A-Cops. Okay. This is me here. Okay, I'm good with, let's see here. I'll take this funky pistol. The bloody end. Alright, next. You need more of these. Okay. Isabel. Hold on. Isabel. Okay, she doesn't have any of these. And we're going to give that. Can she? Oh, that's a spell. What's that? Magic marble. Plague barrier. Oh, wait. Aha! I can do that. And then they've already got that one. So just items and gear. Okay. Oh, she's already got this. Wild aim 2. Oh, she has aim 2. Let's see here. What's the difference? Next closest ally. Well, okay, I gotta sell that. Wild aim. We don't like that. But just in case, we're gonna. How can I? Required spellcasting 5. She doesn't have 5? Okay, whatever. She's got some. Yeah, we're gonna sell. We gotta remember to sell that one. And this, she's got. Okay. I think. Oh. As you exit the MTR and step onto the Tolo Harbor streets, you are blessedly spared from rain. An ebb in the constant monsoon combined with the sweltering heat has left the concrete and your body blessedly free of moisture. Gaichu casts a glance at you and nods in satisfaction. This is the facility. Past that fence is the warehouse and test laboratories. Ishida and his team should arrive mere minutes after we breach their defenses. Is there anything I should know about this place? Not that I'm aware of, no. Standard defenses will be in place. Renraku is nothing if not predictable. There will be armed guards with orders to shoot trespassers on sight, biometrically locked doors, a security matrix host with black ice. The facility itself should have guards both inside and on the outer courtyards. While the Red Samurai provide a good backup team, there are too few of them to mount a standing guard. This means that we will be facing standard Renraku security forces. While they are not as potent as better equipped security Knight Errant, for instance, they are still skilled combatants. Gobbet grins widely, tossing her ropes of hair over one shoulder. Great. I love dealing with corporate security. They're like a steak. You're never surprised by what you get, but you're never disappointed either. Sounds just fine, Nibbles. Inclining his head respectfully, Gaichu matches Gobbet's grin with a smile of his own. I am glad it meets with your approval, Gobbet. I would hate to think you were bored. Okay. So let's see here. Just looking around for now. Always want to look around because there might be some shinies or little other things we can do. Oh, like that. There's a med kit we can pick up. Is that okay? That's security. All right. Yeah, we're going in hot. Okay, I'll activate my guy. Oh. Well, we got their attention. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, wait, I have a shot? Can you get up there? Oh, wait. We gotta set his... Oh, what's... Oh, yeah, he's got the poison miasma. You'd only be able to get one shot if you got up there, so we're gonna... Oh, it takes... We'll go spit on him. Shit. Oh, we all have 3 AP now. That's nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's see here. Kind of trying to funnel these guys over, but okay, he takes cover, but he also takes damage from it, I believe. Let's see here. Let's go. We'll do water stance. Shit. Dang it. Why does she has a where did she get a pistol from? Oops. Hold on. Oh, come on. Get a flanking shot here, maybe? Wait, she had... We gave her a spell. Where'd it go? I thought we... Huh. Alright, let's see here. Her and the drone. Oh, got him. Alright. There we go. We're gonna save there. Alright. Okay, let's get the supplies here. Oh. Oh, this is a trauma kit. Definitely Isabel, because you don't have one. Wait, where's the bad guys? It's letting me go into combat. Oh. Maintenance panel. This access panel is unlocked. Peering inside, you notice there are connections to building systems such as cameras and electrical power. Isabel, jump in. Sure thing. Definitely rattling out commands on her cyberdeck. Isabel shakes her head. Amateur security. Strictly amateur. Pipe camera feed to your PDA. Oh, okay. Your comlink screen springs to life, and you are suddenly viewing what must be the interior of the facility. Two and Raku's security officers are clustered around a wall panel that appears to be malfunctioning. Oh. This thing's been giving me trouble all week. The gas pressure control circuit's running 55 amps. Wait a minute. The gas pressure control circuit's running 55 amps, running at 100,000 volts. Anytime there's a glitch in the system, it shorts out. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't a mechanic. Since we have drone control 4, we're going to overload the fuses on the wall panel. Bzz. Oh, we damaged them. The panel explodes in a shower of pressurized gas and sparks, searing armor and burning exposed flesh. Alright. There we go. I guess we were able to do that. So let's go and enter the warehouse. They took some damage, so. Alright, let's activate here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna use my movement to get in here. Shit. Uh-oh. Okay, there's a guy over here. Go up here, and then I'm going to put him in Overwatch. Out of range. So I will go into Overwatch. It's 2. Yeah, let's put him out. Wait, I can't. Alright, here we go. Okay, and you over here. And launch. Alright. And we'll just shoot this guy in the back. Ow! Alright. 39. Actually, you know what? Alright. Okay, we already blew that up. Nothing in there. 2 doors going up. What's over here? So you got a computer. Quarantine terminal. Renraku, connecting you with your dreams. Enter input. Gaichu, what is this thing? Gaichu runs his fingers over the terminal for a few seconds. This is a control panel for the quarantine room beyond it. Standard design across most Renraku facilities. Parazoologists use it to study the responses of paranormal animals to external stimuli. That sounds ominous. Isabel spends a long time looking past the glass into the room beyond. What kind of stimulus are we talking about here? The animals are exposed to high voltage current, open flame, toxic gases, etc. The primary purpose of these experiments is to identify the best specimens and reserve them for breeding. Those that are of sufficient stock survive, the rest do not. Such survivors make excellent guard animals, once cybernetically controlled. Okay. We can send a drone in here. Okay. We'll send him in. Okay, and he can go in here. Well, here, let's go over here. Wait, what? We'll just... Oh, I got too far away. Alright, hold on. Scared scientist. As you barge into the office, the lone scientist within leaps back to cower against the desk as he was working on. Don't hurt me, please! A split second later, the scientist stands upright. An expression of profound shock spreads across his face, and he takes an involuntary half-step toward Gaichu. Wait, it's you! Saru! The man's amazement is apparent in his voice, which barely rises above a whisper. Renraku management said you were dead, but I knew they were lying. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to answer my request. This is a good omen, my friend. Gaichu, in turn, seems just as surprised as the Renraku employee. Indeed, you were lied to. The shame the Red Samurai suffered due to their inability to kill me is undoubtedly something they wish to hide. I'm glad to see you are well, but I am no longer Saru. That code name is long gone. Now, I am Gaichu. You know this man, Gaichu? Yes, his name is Tanjiro Sasaki, a senior researcher. He has served Renraku for more than a decade. Gaichu smiles faintly, waving a hand toward Tanjiro. Do you recall how I said I had guarded similar facilities? They were usually in service of protecting Tanjiro's projects. Tanjiro is slowly relaxing, although the tremors in his hands indicate that adrenaline is still thick in his blood. It's true, and believe me, I can help you with what you're here for. Not quite. We're here for a few reasons. Tanjiro scowls. Your fixer got the job because I've arranged this. Why do you think it was so easy to get here? You're here not just for the drone, but to fake someone's death. My death. If a group of heavily armed Shadowrunners break in here, it's completely believable that I would be killed in the process. Tanjiro lets out a heavy sigh and wipes his brow. As of right now, I've suppressed the alarms. I can undo that, and once I've reached a safe distance, I will. The samurai will arrive just a moment too late to save the research and me. So we've already helped you. What can you do for us? The Red Samurai team will rush to this building as soon as the alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you're ready. You'll have time to set up any ambush you like. Cradling his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. Typically, we would send the main force in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank the opposition. It would be advantageous for us to isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. Tanjiro snaps his fingers suddenly, looking at Gaichu. You can use the quarantine room. It can be pre-programmed to destroy contaminants or apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of which you pick, it should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Yes, that could work. Gaichu nods to you, expression bright. If we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would send at least one of the team there while the main squad utilized standard routes, namely entering through the front door. Yemmer, we should let Tanjiro go. He has given us more than enough to accomplish the task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I would be sorry if any harm came to him. Okay, get out of here, Tanjiro. Tanjiro bows low. Thank you. You have no idea what it's been like living under Renraku's thumb. You're giving me the chance to start again, hopefully with a better life. He turns to face Gaichu, smiling faintly. And you. It's because of you that I found the strength to leave Renraku. That they couldn't find or kill you was a sign that I could escape as well. I admired your tenacity, your drive. Thank you, Tanjiro. That means a lot more to me than I think you know. Gaichu points towards the door. Go. They'll be coming for us soon enough. I want you to be well out of here when they arrive. Nodding, Tanjiro bolts towards the door. Okay. We're going to grab that prototype drone. Alright. And then we've got a terminal here we can hack into. Isabel, hop in. Alrighty. Here we go. Okay. There's a portal there. Oh, I did it. Oh, wow. I did it. I want to go over to there, though. Deliver barrels to basement? I don't know what that was. Okay, I need to get to this one over here. Oh, are we going to get hit? Nope. Okay. Oh, look at me, look at me. I did it, I did it. Ah. Guess I have to get over here. There's no way. Oh, shit. Shit, look at me go. Look at me go. All right, let's try this. All right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me this thing, come on. Fuck. Shit! Crap. Gotta do it again. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, got it that time. So data store, and then we can do the elevator door. Okay. So I need to get a... Ooh, I can't get out of here. Not the way I came in, at least. Shit, yep, I know it. Alright, let's see here. Crap. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna bail. Yeah, don't have to mess with that. Okay. So we got the elevator working. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send Droney in here. There we go. Shamanic Salve. A simple magically prepared salve that heals 7 base HP and further 7 HP per round. Okay. Well, I guess we'll... Alright, what's... We're gonna save. Organic Karma. Let's see here. Do that one at Gaichu. And then we'll send that to the stash. Huh. Okay. So they're going to come in the main door. Let's check quarantine terminal. If we bait the quarantine room, one of the team members will move through it to flank us. Since Tanjiro's program gives us access to their comm channels, we can choose who to draw in. The other 3 will enter through the front door. I can bait the quarantine room to draw one of the samurai. They will split up, but they won't deviate from standard protocol very much. The remaining 3 will remain together. We have 3 choices. We can bring in Sasaki and eliminate her magical support. We could draw in Takagawa to cut down on long-range sniper fire, or we can draw in whoever the heavy gunner replacement is. We can only draw in one, however. Let's ask, why not the leader, the captain? No, I need to face Ishida myself. This is a reckoning that has been years in coming. Gaichu waves a dismissive hand. Besides, the commander will never separate from the majority of the squad unless there's no other choice. What do we do? I'm going to say the heavy. Take him out before he can do any damage. Okay. So we need to unsuppress the alarm. Okay, but before we do that, we will be right back, everybody. Okay, let's see here. The terminal glows blankly, awaiting your command to unsuppress the alarm system and tap into the Red Samurai communications channel. Alright, Gaichu, your friends are inbound. Gaichu licks his lips in anticipation. Now they will learn what it is to face me in true combat. No more running, no more hiding. Tonight, we end this for good. Alright. Let's see here. Why can't... There we go. Okay, so one is going to be locked in there. Let's see. I will be here. There we go. And then gonna overwatch. He's gonna overwatch. I'm gonna get him all the way over here in the corner. And then she's my decker, so she needs to be, yeah. Dragon line light. Okay. Oh, they're going to arrive in one more round. Okay, now I will. Oh! Oh! He just went... Okay. Go with heaven. Oh, cool. Got one. And let's see here. Let's throw down Mummy Spirit. Oh, that's the mummy. Oh my gosh. The mummy. It's not a mummy, it's the mummy. Let's Overwatch. Hold on. I gotta get the mummy in on this. Chaos ball. Power bolt. Oh, got him. Oh, this is the the sniper. Hold on. Whoa, 27 damage. You know what, I'm just keeping her back there for now. Okay, well, we used up the mummy. He was cool. Oh wait, somebody to talk to over here. Ishida. Ishida lies on the cold tile, gasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu, honorless cur, I regret the day I ever began teaching you. You're truly depraved to kill your own brothers rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes. That is my name, as everything of my old life has been taken from me. Gaichu lifts the tip of his sword, placing it squarely on Ishida's chest. What is honor if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind is corrupt? Narrowing his eyes, the red samurai presses his chest upward into the blade so that it begins to gouge his armor. And what do you know of it, vermin? Every red samurai who has become subhuman has taken their life, everyone but you. You are a disgrace to the order and a disgrace to your people. You've been blinded by indoctrination, Ishida. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wicked grin. For years, you were taught that to be pure was to be powerful, that metahumans, the infected, and the deformed were to be scorned for their weakness. Yet here I stand, and there you lie, broken. You think a victory over Sasaki, Takawa, and me makes you superior? Ha! Ishida's mouth twists into a cruel, sorrowful smile. You'll spend the rest of your useless days cowering in the darkness, eating the flesh of your betters. You're no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. Snarling in fury, Gaichu hurls his katana to the floor. He reaches out to grab Ishida by the collar, yanking him up so their faces are only an inch apart. You said the red samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it is a lie. I was infected and I became better than I was. By your own blindness allowed me to escape. Blind to my skill and blind to the power of the impure. Gaichu lifts one hand, claws glittering in the pale warehouse light. His fingers splay out like an array of knives. I was not superior because I was Red Samurai. I was Red Samurai because I was superior. I choose my own fate. I make my own destiny. The ghoul draws back his hand back, jagged shark's teeth bared as he presses them to Ishida's ear. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me, and you will be cast out, just as I was. I survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Honestly, that it's out of my hands. That's not my job. So I'm going to say, reap what you sow, Ishida? Ishida's head falls back as he laughs, but the laughter turns to bloody coughing. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you were too weak to do. I'll take my own life, like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Foolish? You underestimate me, old man. Gaichu drops Ishida, his head bouncing off the tiled floor with a sharp crack. After I cripple your arms, you will have no means to kill yourself. The disease will burn through you like a fire, consuming every inch of your humanity. At this, Ishida stiffens. His eyes go cold with resolution. Then we shall see, Gaichu, and if you are wrong, I shall meet you again in my next life and try to teach you to do better. Do what you will, this is between the two of you. Gaichu nods to you, turning back to Ishida. Come, I will show you your own inner weakness. The sounds that follow are viscerally, intensely horrifying. The crunch of bone mates with the sound of wet flesh tearing under the pressure of jagged ghoul teeth. And as a high counterpoint comes Ishida's screaming of horror and pain, and undoubtedly some measure of the terror of what Gaichu is doing to him. Eventually, Ishida passes out. Gaichu rises, wiping copious amounts of blood from his mouth with the back of his hand. It is accomplished. He is unconscious, but he will live. Let us be done with this. Okay, bye. Can we talk to him again? Nope, okay. Let's head back to Heioi, and I've got a new drone. Or I hope I have a drone. Heioi. The sun's rays paint Hong Kong's mountains in a palette of orange and gold as they speed by outside the train. With a final flash, the sun dips below the horizon, foretelling the inevitable descent into night. Gaichu is silent as you walk back to the MTR station. His body remains as tense as the cables on a suspension bridge, but his expression is triumphant. Ishida has been punished. All that awaits him is a slow descent into hunger and possibly madness. So yeah, we'll see. He won't be able to kill himself unless he is able to maintain his intelligence. But if he manages to do that, will he in turn kill himself? So we'll see. But we do have lots of karma, so let's go ahead and spend that. Got intelligence, so let's bump this up. Okay, and then that leaves with 4. Yeah. So the next one, we need 4 more, and we'll be able to give our drones +2 to dodge, which will be nice. Okay, I don't know what this line is here. Maybe that was our starting line, I think. Alright. So we'll exit that. And now we're going to head back to the Kraken to get paid. Okay, let's check the computer. Any new messages? No new messages. Jobs directory. Wait. But I want the drone. Hold on. Hold on. We don't have the drone? Non-functional in combat situations. Fine. We'll sell the drone. You send a quick email to Kindly Chang informing her of the drone you've recovered from Renraku. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. Brave of you to do side work without telling me. Or stupid. Take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Chang knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. Okay. Hold on. Active jobs? Okay, so we've got 3 side missions. We didn't get any pay data. Do we have anything? Nope. So wait. Wait. Pending jobs. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we already... What the heck? It's saying claim payment for your mission at the computer, but... Hold on. Is that what we just did? I think that's what we did. Oh! Oh yeah, we're at 3,000. We need 4,000 for the next drone we want. So yeah, I have 3 AP now, so that means I can run 2 drones and have 1 AP left. So here, I'm gonna run out and just check. It's right over here. Wait, where is he? There he is. He's down here. Okay, look at the drones. Alright, we can get the Wolfhound, but then it leaves it with nothing. Oh. We should probably get the Street Operative. That increases our armor. I want that drone though. I need the drone first. So we're going to get the Wolfhound. And it go there. Okay, so I have 2 rigs now. Okay, goodbye, Matthew. So now, yeah, I've got the Wolfhound can do, he's like artillery. He does, and he can also do heals. But I can't access their inventories. So eventually I'll sell the links to get the other one. The, what is it? The, come on. The Guardian. But we're going to get the Guardian auto. Because it's got a, I want him to be like the mid-range guy. So hold on, if we, how much can we sell? 13, the links we can only sell for 1,300. Well, that's not going to be enough. Alright, we're down to $44. We'll save there. Now, do we have an... We don't have an Isabel mission. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to end the session here. And then next session we'll talk to everybody, figure out what's going on, and figure out what our next move is. So, I am really enjoying this. I think... You know what? No, hold on. One thing we're going to do. We're going to get some rest. We haven't done that at all yet. It's optional. It's probably going to progress the dream thing. But we're going to do that. We're going to go take a rest. Because this has all been technically one day. Alright, so I'm going to save. And then... You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bedsheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved, and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase the memories. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You are back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barrens weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dust in your shoulders. You begin to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rot and sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been here. But the rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry, and that part of you knew that if you keep moving, you'll finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if you could reach it, your problems would be over. She, would make all of your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Okay. So that was a thing. What do we have in our stash? Oh yeah, we need to sell this spell. I guess next time... Wow, we have a lot of med packs. So... So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it here. And then we'll talk with the crew members. But yeah, I am having a lot of fun. I'm really interested to see where this is going. I want to get these side missions done, gear up a bit. And then eventually we have a point of no return where we can do it. So we will see everybody. Please like, subscribe, follow, share, all that fun stuff. We put out new videos every day. And in that regard, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. And we will see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye now.